Hey, wrestling fans, this is co-author of the New York Times best-selling WWE Encyclopedia, Brian Shields. And you're listening to my favorite triple threat on the Thursday Night Angry Marks podcast. Stevie J, Peter H, the hardcore Canadian, and Killer Kev, the man behind the machine. Angry Marks podcast. Get ready to get it on. We're on and rocking. Let's roll.
No problem at all. And speaking of CZW, there is a very big show coming up on Saturday night, and we've been talking about it before we got you on the air. It's the Best of the Best show in Voorhees, New Jersey, and it's going to be streaming live on hybridentertainment.tv, and you've got a really big match on that card. It's the Best of the Best field, and you're facing MK McKinnon, Trent Seven, and Sami Callihan all at the same time. So why don't you go ahead and give us your thoughts on that?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I don't think there's anything but big matches throughout the show. You know, CZW every year, we have our trademark big events, our larger events that kind of draw a little more interest in maybe than our normal monthly events. You know, we got the obviously we have Tournament of Death, we have Cage of Death. The Tangled Web has become a very big event in recent years, and then of course we have CZW's most traditional event, Best of the Best tournament, which displays our technical wrestling side and what's on the marquee, which is professional wrestling. And we got a great lineup this year, just as any year. But this year, everybody in the tournament's real hungry to win. They're real hungry to show the world what it is that they got, and show the world their skills. And there's a lot of guys that don't regularly compete in CZW that are getting a huge opportunity to be a part of Best of the Best, have their talents seen all across the world, live on iPay-per-view at hybrid.tv. But in regards to my match, man, I tell you what, I'm stoked. Nobody loves being in the ring more than I do, but I've been really super motivated lately, and I've gotten myself in probably the best shape of my career. And I've lost quite a bit of weight so I could be a part of the junior heavyweight division. And Sami Callihan and I, we had a barn burner last month at Aerial Assault, and of course I'm looking forward to mixing up with him. He's the guy right now, and gosh, he's come such a long way, man. I remember back in 2008 when he just
at the Ted Petty Invitational. You're getting ahead of me, because I was actually going to talk to you about that, because I was there for that show.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that's one of the greatest nights of my career, man. But in regards to CZW, I remember back that summer of 2008, him just jumping in the car with us, just looking for an opportunity, and and John Zandig gave him an opportunity that night, and he's had a job ever since. He's made his way up the proverbial ladder, if you will, and not only in CZW but obviously elsewhere. And he's probably the biggest draw in the Indies right now, and just a fantastic competitor, and very intense. And the Ted Petty Invitational, man, what a night, 2008.
Yeah, you had quite a road to go through, and I don't know if people even realize the amount and level of talent that you faced to get to that finals. I mean, you went through Too Tough Tony, Unbreakable Michael Elgin, Egotistico Fantastico, and then you had to beat Claudio Castagnoli and Sami Callihan at the same time to win the finals. I mean, that was an amazing night.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the rough weekend for sure.
Yeah.
Very rough weekend, but one of the most emotional nights of my career, especially since I was so young,
Yeah, it was. I think it was emotional for everybody involved. I mean, I know.
Yeah, man.
The promo afterwards and how much respect that everybody had, for you and for the promotion and for the show that night. It was one of those nights that I live for in indie wrestling. It's the kind of shows that.
Oh, nice, man. That means a lot that you said that right there. That's really cool. Like I said, just emotion written all over it, and no matter what happens the rest of my career, my name will go down the list of TPI winners. Guys like your AJ Styles, like your BJ Whitmer. You know what I mean? So many Matt Seidel, so many guys that have won that prestigious tournament. Mike Quackenbush. My name will be listed right along with those guys, and. I'm pretty tournament tested. You know what I mean? I've I've had the opportunity to do a lot in this business and accomplish a lot of goals. And you know, I've won the Ted Petty Invitational. I've won the King of the Death matches. I've won Tournament of Death. But one thing I've not done is take home that best of the best trophy. I haven't actually been in the tournament since 2008. So, you know, I'm just really looking forward to Saturday. I really am.
And let's also not forget on your list of accomplishments one of the longest heavyweight title reigns in CZW history, 567
the longest,
days.
My friend. The longest.
Okay, absolutely the longest. Then I knew it was either number one or number two, but it's
yeah,
number one
the
with
longest.
a bullet.
Yeah, I edged out Messiah. So yeah, absolutely, man. That was a fantastic year and a half, man, and I got to travel the world. Representing the company I love so much, and you know, staking my claim as CZW World Heavyweight Champion. I got to live as a champion. It was really fantastic. You know, here in 2012, man, I'm going back to having fun in wrestling. I really am. You know what I mean? It's things got real serious for me in 2011, and you know, I'm a father now, and I'm married now, and you know, my personal life's going fantastic, and as far as wrestling goes, man, I've done a lot, and I've done, you know, everything maybe that I had set out to do, but now I have new goals, and I just want to go out there and have fun and rock the house, man. That's all I want. I just want to go rock the house, have fun, man. I love wrestling. I love being a part of CZW, and you know, the future's bright for Drake Younger for sure, man.
Absolutely it is. And on that very note, I have to ask, because you've been, you know, what they call the catchphrase they always use, the darling of the indies, for guys like you and Sami Callihan and low-key guys that every fan lives to see on the indie wrestling scene. But, you know, there's big money when you go from the indies to, like, WWE, because we've seen Daniel Bryan and CM Punk make that jump. Is that something you hope to do at some point?
You know, to be like 1,000% honest, it's not on my realistic list of goals. But as you said, there is a lot of hope out there for indie guys, because, you know, guys like I've been in the ring with, like a Daniel Bryan, Bryan Danielson, like a Jon Moxley, who's now going as Dean Ambrose, Chris Hero, Cassius Ono, you know what I mean, Claudio, who's going as Antonio Cesaro. You know, some of those guys are down in FCW getting ready to go up to WWE, but you know, these are guys that I've been in the ring with, rode on the roads with, shared lockers with, and absorbed a lot of knowledge from, especially Moxley, who's tearing it up now as Dean Ambrose, you know what I mean? And that's really awesome. But those guys, they're all, like, they're really special guys from our generation, you know what I mean? There's a handful of guys that people from our generation will remember forever. And, you know, but as far as my situation is concerned, it's not on my realistic list of goals, but I'm not going to say if the opportunity showed up or if the opportunity seemed attainable, I would definitely work my ass off for it, and I would, you know, definitely go for it. But, you know, it's not something that I'm shooting out for it. I don't know. I kind of have a doubt to myself about that level, but who knows, man? Who knows?
Well, you say the future's bright, so I say anything's possible. It could happen. You said it yourself.
Yeah,
you ran down that list of guys that have all made that jump and are either in FCW or WWE. And since you mentioned Jon Moxley, and you know him of old, I got to ask this question, because he's been railing against Mick Foley on the internet, blaming him for hardcore matches and talking about all the gashes and scars he has to explain to his doctor, all thanks to Mick Foley. And as a guy who's been in death matches yourself, how do you feel when a guy that you've been friends with is talking so much shit about hardcore wrestling and how it's ruined the business?
Oh, you know what? Oh man, you know, I've been in death matches with Jon Moxley, Dean Ambrose. So what? I take it as this. I take it as he has the scars, and he's done the battles with guys like myself and with Nick Gage, and I think that he's you know, he knows what it takes, and he knows what it entails, and I just don't think I think that he's maybe an upset about it or a bitter individual towards that aspect of professional wrestling. But you know what? Devil is due. You know what? He's making an impact. If he's calling out Mick Foley for that, hell, man, right on to him. Right on.
Yeah, and it looks like it's going to lead to a match somewhere down the line, and I'm looking forward to that.
I haven't been able to keep in the know with what's going on. Can you, in a nutshell, tell me what's going on with him and Foley? What he's saying? I mean,
well, this all started at WrestleMania weekend because everybody was there for Access and doing all the in-rings and the interviews.
FCW guys were at Access.
Right, and apparently at one of the events, Foley was just walking out, and Dean/John was just walking in, and he caught him, and somebody had a cell phone camera there, and that, obviously this could have all been planted, but basically a spontaneous moment where it was captured, where he started ranting at Foley, you ruined wrestling, you've ruined our lives, this is all your fault, we're all beat up and crippled, all thanks to you, and all that stupid garbage you did flying off cages, and ever since then, they've been going back and forth on Twitter. Every day there will be a new tweet.
Oh, man. Oh, so, that's fucking awesome. That's awesome. That's so cool. Wow.
And it's, everything that I've heard is that WWE is fully encouraging this. They want this to turn into a full-fledged angle so that when Dean makes his big splash and comes out, Foley will be there and they'll get in a fight and it'll lead to something down the line. And knowing the professional that Foley is, I'm sure he'll put over Dean like $1 million when the time comes. So I'm really looking forward to seeing that happen.
Man, that's awesome. That's awesome. That's making me smile, man. That's so cool. That's big stuff. You know what I mean?